Today, we're going to master one of the most essential building blocks of English, the present simple tense. Now, it might sound basic, but let me tell you, getting this right is the absolute foundation for clear, confident communication.
So let me start by asking you a really simple question. A quick yes or no is all I need. Do you like ice cream? And just like that, whether you thought yes, I do or no, I don't, you are already thinking in the present simple. See, you already know how to use it. Today is all about understanding the rules so you can use it with confidence every single time. So here's our game plan. We're going to build our knowledge piece by piece. First, we'll lay the foundation. Then, we'll add our three main building blocks, making positive sentences, negative sentences, and asking questions. And finally, we'll put it all to the test. So let's get started. All right, first things first. Every good project starts with a solid foundation. Before we start building, we need to understand our tools. So what is the present simple tense? And when do we actually use it? At its core, it's pretty straightforward. We use the present simple for actions that are regular, consistent, or just generally true. You know, it's the tense for things that don't really change day to day. And this slide breaks it down perfectly into three key areas. We use it for daily routines, like I brush my teeth. We use it for general truths, things that are just facts, like the sun rises in the east. And we use it for personal habits, like she drinks tea every evening. Just think of it as the tense for stability and routine.
Okay, foundation is laid. Let's grab our first building block and figure out how to put together a simple, positive sentence. This is probably the structure you're going to use the most.
The formula is super simple. You start with your subject, that's who or what is doing the action. Then you add the verb, the action itself. But here's the one crucial rule you absolutely have to remember. If the subject is he, she, or it, you have to add an S or ES to the end of the verb. And this table just illustrates that key difference perfectly. Look at the left column. I play, we watch, they study. The verb stays the same. Now, look to the right. She plays, he watches, it works. That little S or ES makes all the difference. Honestly, this is the most common mistake learners make, so getting this right is a huge step forward. Now, you might be wondering, okay, how do I know whether to add S or ES? Well, here are the quick spelling rules. For most verbs, it's just an S. Easy enough. But if the verb ends in one of those hissing sounds like S, SH, or CH, you add ES, mainly because it's easier to say. Try saying watch S. It's awkward, right? Watches flows. And for verbs ending in a consonant plus Y, like study, the Y changes to IES. So we've built our positive sentence. Now, how do we say no? It's time for our second block, making things negative. And for this, we need a little bit of help. Here's the thing. We can't just add the word not. The present simple needs special helper words, do not and does not. Think of them as doing the heavy lifting for us when we want to make a sentence negative. So, the crucial point is choosing the right helper, and it follows the same pattern we saw before. For I, you, we, and they, we use do not, which you'll almost always hear shortened to don't. For he, she, and it, we use does not or doesn't. Now notice something really important. When we use doesn't, the main verb goes back to its base form. We say he doesn't play, not he doesn't plays. The S is already handled by our helper, does. So we can make positive statements and we can make negative statements. Now for our final block, asking questions. We're going to use those same helpers, just in a different way. Let's see how that works. To turn a statement into a question, we just rearrange the pieces. It's like a little switcheroo. The helper word, do or does, moves right to the front of the sentence. It's followed by the subject and then the base form of the verb. And here it is in action. To ask about you, we start with do. Do you play football? To ask about he, we start with does. Does he read books? And once again, notice the verb read has no S. The helper does takes care of that job for us. Okay, we have all three of our building blocks in place. You know the theory. Now it's time to put on the finishing touches and make sure all of this really sticks. So let's practice. But before we do, here's a useful little tip. Keep an eye out for these signal words. When you see words like always, often, or every day, it's a huge clue, like a big flashing sign, that you probably need the present simple.
They all signal routine and habit. All right, first one up. Take a look at the sentence on the screen. The subject is she, and the verb is go. How do you correctly fill in that blank? I'll give you a second to think. And the answer is goes. Because the subject is she, we have to add es to the verb go. It ends in that o, which is one of those special spelling cases. Well done if you got that right.
Okay, next challenge. Here's a positive sentence. They play football. How would you make this negative? Which helper word do you need?
And there's our answer. They do not play football. Or more naturally, they don't play football. Since the subject is they, we use the helper do not. Excellent.
And that's it. You've successfully put together all the essential pieces. You know what the present simple is for, and you have the 3 core building blocks to make positive statements, negative statements, and questions. You are totally ready to build clear, correct sentences. So let's end with this. Think about your own life, your own routine. Using what you've just reviewed, what is one thing that you do every single day? Answering that question for yourself is the first step to making this knowledge truly your own.